All right.
Okay, so basically you were talking about how Maurice White was basically like telling you guys like what to do like after you guys split up after the South Side movement split up
Yeah,
into
you know,
1975.
it was like the money.
That's what led to
Okay.
the South Side movement breaking up.
Yeah, because you know, we had songs that we did, and Van Leer put his name on it that he did it. We was young, we didn't know nothing about this shit, you know.
Right, right.
And he put his name on it, so he got all the money and shit like that. And I talked to Maurice Wright. He said, "No, get all your shit copywritten. So whenever you sell your music, you gonna get your money." And shit, and I'm going like, okay, I understand that. So, you know, we started doing that shit. And Van Lith passed away, and then I started watching a lot of shit, like the rappers and shit. They got their own label. They had their own copywritten shit. All the money came to them. Uh, uh, Curtis Mayfield
Right, right.
fucked him up. He went and got Curton Records. And his first goddamn thing was the song Superfly. $20 million he got for the soundtrack of Superfly because that's his music.
Right.
And he had that shit copywritten. $20 million,
Mm.
that's money.
Yeah.
The record company couldn't get it because he had his own label. He didn't depend on nobody else's label. Like Prince, when he put that shit on his jaw and shit, Warner Brothers and shit.
Right, right.
Remember that?
I
Okay,
remember.
he got his own label and shit. You know, all the rap boys started doing this shit. So they got paid.
Mhm.
And then I was at Chess, man, back in the 60s and shit. And the Howlin' Wolf and all them motherfuckers, they uh, sold their rights and shit. Howlin' Wolf didn't do it. The rest of the cats did because they bought them a brand new Cadillac, you know. So and so, give me this and give me this, and I'll make you a star and shit and all this shit. You know, they put the money out to push the records so the record become a big seller. But the artists didn't get that money because they sold the copywritten material to them.
Let me ask you this question. When when the film Juice airs, do you guys get
Do, do,
whenever
do,
right whenever the film
do.
airs and they air portions of your night of the South Side Movement's
Yep,
1973 hit "I've Been Watching You"? Do
yep.
you get a portion? Do you get like some
Hell
any?
no, Van Leer got it because he put his name on there. He didn't do it.
Oh, Van Leer gets it.
Yes. And I didn't know that until I started studying. And when I told you Maurice White told me this shit, I was like, motherfucker, you know, I said, okay. And that's where it goes. You got to watch yourself when you're in this kind of business and shit. You know, you don't sell your soul to the devil. You know, when you got something, you did it, get it copyright immediately. You know, so if they wanted, you know, like I would say, when they get you, when they can't have these hit records, you know, like at chess and stuff. So they're gonna make sure that record they're gonna spend money to make it on the radio all the time, right? So
Right.
they get paid that money. Only way you're gonna make that money is when you do shows because they're gonna make that son bitch a hit and people want to see you. So that's the only money you're gonna get doing the shows. But the big payday is the record sales. You ain't getting that. They getting it.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
that's the way the game works. Until you
So
get smart and shit, you get your own record label and shit, you know, and you ain't got to get them shit because you got your own record label. All that money coming to you. Like I said, Curtis Mayfield did Superfly. He got $20 million and shit, you know.
every time they air, every time the South Side movements I'm sorry, the South Side movements music gets sampled or gets aired in like in films and stuff. That what's his name? Van Leer.
Van Leer got it.
He gets it every
He
time you guys are sampled or played in the movies.
he got it because we didn't know nothing about it. We was youngsters, you know, and shit like that. And we didn't have no copyright shit on that shit that we did, you know. And he put his name on everything that we did. So it came to him. And I started digging into that shit. And Maurice White told me that shit. He said, man, if y'all doing this shit, get your shit copywritten so you can make your money. If you don't, he gonna get it, and he did. And that made me wake up like a son, bitch. I said, God damn. Yeah, Little Richard and all them motherfuckers, man, got fucked. And you know, the best, like I said, the best thing you do if you going out there and you doing your shit, get your own label.
Or get your stuff copywritten.
Get your shit copywritten, all this shit copywritten. If you're going with label, your shit copywritten, they can't take it from you. And if they're interested in you, they're gonna go with you. But you know, they take it from you because a lot of cats were stupid. They didn't know nothing about the game, you know.
Well, after this, right, exactly. Well, after the Southside Movement broke up, you ended up playing on a few blues albums.
Yeah, I was what the hell is
Taylor?
Big Twist and the Mellow Fellows, 300 pounds of heavenly joy. Hoy, hoy, baby, I'm your boy. 300 pounds of heavenly joy. Yeah, we and I got a problem and all that shit. I did that with Big Twist and stuff like that until he passed away and stuff like that.
You had mentioned Coco Taylor, right?
I was Coco Taylor when I was 14 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, she come from Tennessee and stuff. And first person with Mighty Joe Young and Coco Taylor and stuff, you know. And I had to sit in the cooler room because I wasn't old enough to go in the club and shit. So I sat there and look people out the door and shit, you know, until it's time for me to come up and play drums. So damn, this young cat playing drums, you know, like, and I got a Grammy with her. And you can see me, right?
Yeah, I can see
it. This wait a minute.
Just stay there and talk to him. Talk to him. I get it. You got a Grammy with Coco.
I got a Grammy with Coco, which is
Okay.
Can you see that?
There it is. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, nice.
And a W.C. Handy Award
with Luther Allison.
With Luther Allison.
Oh, like a Bluesman Award? Yeah,
it was a W.C. Handy. Now it's the Blues Music Award.
Blues Music Award. Okay.
There it is. That's a W.C. Handy.
Very nice.
Too close.
Well accomplished.
Yeah.
And,
he's in a few magazines.
Books, movies, and all that shit, you know.
Well, I mean, look, you're a very accomplished drummer, and you're one of the most sampled drummers in hip hop that people don't know about.
Yeah, I know.
Whether or not if people know about Willie the Touch Hayes, you may not know the name. But you definitely have heard his music, heard his rhythms.
Oh yeah.
You have a legacy.
Left a legacy. She said, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because it was, you know, it's like like I said, Joe Jones from Count Basie Band.
Yeah.
Taught me some stuff, and my friend Bernard Purdy, he's played with Aretha Franklin. Rocksteady. Rocksteady, remember the song Rocksteady? Rocksteady, baby.
Yeah,
you know, pop, chicka, pop, pop, chicka, yeah, me and him good friends. You know, Jelly Bean with Morris Day, in the time he playing guitar now and shit. Me and him good friends, and Morris Day good friends and shit. You know, Prince before he passed. You know, all these cats. You know, they would see me play and shit. You know, and like I say, you know, doing that from a long time. You look at people and people who could play and shit. You sample their shit and you ask questions. I was never afraid to ask questions. You know, and Jim Belushi and shit, my friend and shit. You know, like
he calls you when
he calls me.
You got inducted into the Hall of Fame with Herb.
And I got inducted to the Hall of Fame with Herb Kent. You see that?
Oh, you did. Nice.
You see it?
Very nice. Yes, I see it. Very nice.
Yeah, and me and Herb Kent go back. I was one of the electric crazy people with them in the 60s.
Electric crazy people.
And what the Jim Belushi thing done.
So out of all the recordings that you took part in over the years as a drummer, which is the I guess, recording or session that stands out the most to you in all your years?
Luther Allison, Party Time,
Mighty Joe
and
Young,
Mighty Joe Young, live at Wise Foods.
Why?
It was live and it was killer.
Okay, okay.
And people at Party Time with Luther Allison, they went nuts on that. And every time I come into a place and shit, they put it on and say, that's the drum. It's on the jukebox everywhere.
Okay. Nice.
So, you know, it's like, you know, everybody know me, because like I said, 9 years old, I was standing up playing drums. That was 1959. And like I said, with 3 drummers in Chicago that did that. It was me, Quentin Joseph, that was at Brunswick Records, and Bobby Neely, that was with the Conquistadors. And we stood up and played drums because we were so short. And they stayed short, and I started growing and shit. Now you got to sit your ass down now because you got too big. I was fuck y'all. I say, you stay short. But we used to go to the park and stuff, put, you know, our little thing out to make money and shit, do drum solos and stuff like that, you know. But, you know, that kept me going, you know, it kept me out of trouble. Because on the west side of Chicago, boy, K-Town, you know, you heard K-Town, right? Everything started with K. Comiskey, Costner, so-and-so.
I'm familiar with Chicago, trust me.
So, you know, so, you know, like, everybody knew me because, you know, I played, like I said, the Mandels. We had a couple of records out with the Mandels. Think back, now I know. And they, I got with them because the drummer they had, Jonathan Barrett, that's when the Vietnam War was going on. So he had to go to Vietnam War, and Vernon, the guitar player. So they had got me and Ronnie Wright, which 3 of his brothers was in the group. And so we recorded some songs, you know, that did pretty good, you know, stuff like that, you know.
You ever did any, speaking of Barrett, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to know, like, are you familiar with Pastor T.L. Barrett out in Chicago?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Have you played with him before?
No, I hadn't. You know, I know him. Yeah, you know, he saw me play before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. T.L. Barrett, yes. Hell yeah, Southside. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like you know, I played with Buddy Guy, Junior Wells, Sun Seals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Seal Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, and I did
the late Seal Johnson. Okay.
Yeah, and then his daughter, I did some recording with her.
Selena,
yes, I did her recordings and stuff because Seal always called me to do this. Because me and Seal played together, you know. I played with Jimmy at first in 1964 and stuff at the Brass Rail that was on Cicero and Harrison. I was a drummer with him and stuff like that. And after that, you know, we went to play with another club that's down the street, and I got a job to play with Simtec and Wylie Dixon.
right?
So I got hooked up with them, and so it just progressed. You know, I kept progressing, you know, because I could play, you know.
Okay. Did you play with Did you play on Seal Johnson's 1970 album? Is it Because I'm Black? Or no?
Is it Because I'm Black? No, I didn't do that.
Oh, okay, it was on. That must have been like a different band.
Yeah, that was when they had, I can't think who did that, but the other stuff I did with Seal, yeah. But it's Because I'm Black. No, I didn't do that one. No.
We did this whole tribute to B.B. King.
Yeah, sold the BB King and Blues Fest, you know, did that.
Okay. So what are you up to these days? That was my next question.
Well, you know, I'm still playing, but you know, the last time I did a tour in Europe was
Chicago Blues Fest tour.
The Chicago Blues Fest tour that they had. And I'm looking at the 50-year anniversary and stuff. And so that's when that COVID stuff hit.
Right.
Right before COVID. And I was in Italy. As soon as we left Italy, the promoter called me and said, "Man, people is dying, and I don't know what to do." And they said they had to start burning the people. They burn them up. And I said, "What?" He said, "We had to burn them up. We had nowhere to put them." And that was that COVID shit. So that's the last time I went to Europe, and it's been like going on what 2 or 3 years now. And I suppose I went to London, England this year. They had a little outbreak and shit. So, you know, they canceled that. So, I'm just doing little local stuff. Some friends, keep it going. But I'm working at a St. Alexis Medical Center. And I've been doing that for 13 years and shit. Every time I get ready to go to Europe, they let me go. I can go for 2 or 3 weeks and shit. I still get paid because I use my PTO time, my personal time off, and they pay me. Then I go to Europe and I get paid. So they kept me going.
Edinburgh,
All right.
do your own band.
Yeah, so Edinburgh, Scotland, they go and put a band behind me, and I headline that band. I sing and play drums and shit. So they got me back there two times.
So you was the
best dressed man in Scotland. And I got a book where they wrote the book and shit. What I'm saying? The magazine, excuse me. Best dressed man in Scotland and shit.
Can also sing.
And can also sing.
Oh, you sing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
Sing.
you'll never find, as long as you live, someone who loves you like I do. Yeah, man, I do that.
Okay. So, any last words before we wrap this up?
Well,
Any words of encouragement? What advice would you give to anyone coming into the business? What they should know? What do you think they should know?
They should practice and understand music, because it's not all about you. If you're playing with a unit, you're playing with a unit. And if you're a drummer and shit, when they say get a drummer something, that's when you show out. But as you playing with a group, you're the timekeeper. You're like a metronome. You ain't trying to show, a lot of cats out here want to show off. I'm here, I'm doing, no, it ain't about that. And I see a lot of drummers do that. So what are you doing? I see you playing with a unit. You the timekeeper. Keep that timekeeper. After you emphasize some stuff, put it in there, make it work, but not too busy. Then people respect that. I said, when you see people still talking when you're playing, you ain't got their attention, because they still talking. Once you hold that beat down and you start seeing their heads going like,
Right.
I got it now. I'm popping this shit, But you busy and shit like that? No, it ain't. And if you think about that next time you go out and listen to that shit and you tell me you say you're right. And that's what it is. Because you see cats, people still talking. But when you lock that shit, it's like a metronome. That's what you call it, drum metronome. And when you're hitting that beat, you see people start going like this with you.
Then you got it.
You got it. I said, got you now, goddamn shit. I got you. And they like that shit. Then you emphasize that shit, boy, and you do a solo, then, oh, nah, you know what time it is.
I hear you.
And that's for real, man. And that's for real.
That being said, thank you so much. I think I hear an echo, but it's okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Hayes, for coming on the show and dropping the knowledge, dropping the musical knowledge, and tying up loose ends for anybody that might be, might have been unclear about, who you played on, whose album you played on, who you played with. It helped what you came and did actually helps to tie up loose ends for anyone who might be a little bit unclear on who was responsible for what, especially when it comes to hip hop and the songs that you hear on the radio whenever you hear a hip hop song.
Yes, and I'm all over YouTube. I'm on YouTube.
You're on YouTube.
I did Jim Belushi's stuff. He called me when he come to town. I did his stuff, Jim Belushi, and everybody, called me to do their thing, and just check out my stuff on YouTube. Just put in Willie Touch Hayes.
What's it? Yeah, what's your YouTube page?
Oh no, we don't have a page.
We don't have a page. Just put in Willie Touch Hayes.
All right, just put Willie the Touch Hayes.
And you see it. Oh, you see a lot of shit. You see years of stuff.
Okay, okay, okay. I saw a few things. Like I did check out a few of your interviews that you did, and
No, this is music. This is performances.
oh, these are performances. All right, but I
These are
did
performances that I did.
seen a few of your interviews.
Paris and
Paris and
Hat on, tilted to
oh
the
yeah,
side,
yeah.
looking all dapper. I'm like, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
like your style, man.
you know what? That's old school. Cause with Junior Wells, you know Junior Wells.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, you know how he used to dress. You know how Junior Wells used to dress, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I go beyond that with Magic Sam, Magic
Bluesman.
Sam,
Yeah, the
Coco
bluesman.
Taylor,
Yeah.
Son Seals. You know, we always dress. You know, and like I tell people out there, people like to see somebody a sharp dressed man. You know, you come up and you playing and shit. Like now they blue jeans, toe up all on the knees and shit like that. You know,
It's a different generation.
But when you come back and you bring it, people like, God damn, this motherfucker sharp as hell, you know. Because when I used to go back to Buddy Guys and play at Buddy Guys and shit, and all the other cats that opened up before us, you know, they had blue jeans on. I come in my hat and shit on, my suit, 3-piece and shit, your
The hat
gators and
tilted
shit.
to the side.
Yeah, they like,
Act daddy.
they're like, God damn, this mother clean as fuck. And then I back it up with my playing.
Yes.
And they never forgot that shit.
And that's what you call playing in style.
That's playing in style. That's it.
Mr. Hayes, thank you so much once again, and you're welcome to come back anytime, okay?
Thank you, Anthony.
All right, man. Keep in touch with me, okay?
Will
And
do.
I have some more stuff for you, okay?
Thank you.
Sounds good.
And thank you, and they're my records.
Will do. And thank you too, Mrs. Hayes.
She said hi.
Earl, thanks.
But keep in touch with me. I have some more stuff for you, okay?
Will do. Thank you very much. You have a good one, okay?
Okay, man. Thank you. Thanks. Send us a link.
Yes, I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link.
Okay. All right, man.
Okay, bye-bye.